And this guy just one day comes out and shamelessly says कि it starts to become clear कि he has slowly started to ruin the topper. This teacher told us something जिससे उसके रोंगटे खड़े हो गए. I'd like to start this story by stating कि I have no factual evidence कि ये story सही में हुई है. This is a story that I received. But this story is a really good thought experiment in a way कि imagine करो कि ये सच्ची में हो रहा है. Imagine करो ये तुम्हारे साथ हो रहा है. What would you do in their shoes? Stuff like that. So it's a very cool story in that aspect. Is it? Let's just start. Okay. The story starts with Goby. ठीक है. Goby is a very innocent guy. Goby is very charming. Goby is someone जिसे लड़कियां बहुत पसंद करती हैं. एंड इसीलिए गोभी लड़कियों में ही ज़्यादा रहता है. यू नो दिस काइंड ऑफ गाय एग्जिस्ट व्हेन अदर बॉयज इन द क्लास हेट दिस गाय कि ये बंदा सब अटेंशन छीन के ले जा रहा है जो भी आ रही है हमारी तरफ से. ठीक है. सो यू बेसिकली गेट द पॉइंट कि ये गोभी कैसा कैरेक्टर है. ठीक है. इनसाइड वो कैसा है ये स्टोरी में आगे पता चलता है अपन को. बट टिल नाउ ठीक है ही वॉज अ सीनियर एंड ही डिडंट लुक वेरी गुड बट ही स्टिल हैड अ वे विद गर्ल्स. Girls still liked him. There are people like these because charm is not a face से या फिर look से निकलने वाले factor. It is a factor that arises from the personality itself. The writer of this story had once had a one-to-one conversation with this Gobi guy, and he had replied he was he was not that rich. He was from a middle class family, and still he had the audacity to flex a lot and show off करना and ये वो लड़कियों को impress करने के लिए obviously. आई डोंट नो वाई लड़कियाँ इससे इम्प्रेस हो क्यों जाती हैं. आई मीन बट ठीक है वट एवर. नाउ द स्टोरी इज ओके टेल हियर. आई मीन इट डजेंट मैटर अ लॉट कि ये बंदा कर रहा है नहीं कर रहा है. ऐसे लोग हर स्कूल में होते हैं. बट दिस गाय goes ahead and asks out the topper of the class to get into a relationship with him. Now that is somewhere even I felt, huh? I mean, toppers are supposed to be intelligent people, in my opinion at least, कि ये लोग समझ पाएंगे क्या चल रहा है क्लास में नहीं चल रहा है. ये लोग ज़रा सोशल एक्टिविटीज से भी थोड़ा सा पीछे पीछे सहमे सहमे रहते हैं. बट दिस स्टोरी प्रूव्ड मी कि नहीं भाई. दिस स्टोरी प्रूव्ड टू मी कि नहीं भाई टॉपर है तो ऐसा नहीं है कि इफ वन पर्सन इज इंटेलिजेंट इन स्टडीज इट इज़ नॉट नेसेसरी दैट दिस पर्सन इज इंटेलिजेंट इन अदर स्पीयर्स ऑफ लाइफ टू. बट ठीक है व्हाटएवर. He had convinced the topper to enter in a relationship and shit like that. And सब लोग शॉक हो जाता है कि like now the topper being topper obviously starts helping this guy and studies and shit like that. But days passed and this whole scenario कि oh my god ये क्या हो गया ये कैसे हो गया कितना अच्छा है and it starts to fizzle out and it starts to become clear कि he has slowly started to ruin the topper. लेट्स नेम द टॉपर मूली बिकॉज ना हमने तो ट्रेंड ही बना लिया है कि अपन ऐसे क्या बोलते हैं सब्जियों को बदनाम कर रहे हैं बट हु केयर्स. सो मूली वाज possessed by this topper. He had manipulated her into in a way possessing her and he used to make her do everything that he wanted her to do basically. ठीक है. If at some points if it happened कि Goby wanted to meet Mooli but Mooli did not or could not, Goby would basically start giving her threats कि imagine you are being threatened by saying कि देख तुझे नीचे आना ही पड़ेगा. अगर तू नीचे नहीं आएगी तो आगे जाके मैं कभी तो तुझे वीडियो कॉल करके मैं सुसाइड कर लूँगा. What would you do in this situation? I mean, this guy could be bluffing at this point, but what would you do if you were in their shoes? Maybe he's not. Maybe he would really do it. How do you know? It's a real possibility when it is happening in your life. The story continues when this whole entire scenario is going on. Mooli is obviously at her low at this point because this guy is just plain out toxic. But she still continues with it until her parents find out that about all of this, until her parents find out about her relationship. And she's obviously scolded by her parents. Bad part about it is it's not that scolding is what saddens you anymore. Scolding ठीक है. Scolding तो बचपन से ही करते आते हैं. But the loss of faith in you कि ये बच्ची तो ऐसी है, the trust that hurts more. So obviously Mooli went into depression because I don't think it's that easy to handle your lowering grades, a bad relationship, and your parents being angry on you. It becomes more clear that she's depressed when we get to know that she tried to kill herself once. The shit was serious. So now Mooli is in such a situation जहाँ पे ना गोभी उसको भाव दे रहा है ढंग से, ही इज बीइंग टॉक्सिक एंड शिट। उसके पेरेंट्स का भरोसा उड़ गया उसके ऊपर से, तो वो उसको ढंग से ट्रीट नहीं कर रहे हैं। एंड उसके टीचर्स उसको ढंग से ट्रीट नहीं कर रहे बिकॉज उसके मार्क्स कम आ रहे हैं अब। सो टीचर्स हैव स्टार्टेड टू टॉन्ट दिस गर्ल। या, truly depressing state to be in. But she decides that she's going to turn it on. She decides कि भाड़ में जाए दुनिया, मैं बदल दूंगी पूरी जिंदगी। She decides कि करेंगे ना, अपन करेंगे whatever. That requires an immense amount of resilience to be able to pull back from this, ठीक है? Until this dude comes up to her one day and says, "Look, I don't think it is working out. You know, I can't take it anymore. So let's just end it." Yeah. She's obviously broken like hell. I mean, like she was topper. She had lost her marks to get into this relationship. She had lost her mental peace to get into this relationship. She had lost her parents' faith to get into this relationship. And this guy just one day comes out and shamelessly says, "Ki, oh, no, I can't take it anymore, man. Let's just break up." Huh? But she had decided to change. She had decided that she was done with this shit. So she got up and she changed schools. She stopped going out. She locked herself into a room and she started doing private schooling and shit like that. And she became the topper again. She climbed up the ranks again. That requires resilience. Now, amidst this all, she had a teacher who was very close to her, who was the one जो बाकी सब लोग जब ताने मार रहे होंगे या फिर बाकी सब लोग ने उस पे से विश्वास उड़ गया होगा इस पे से मूली पर से, दिस गाय हैड स्टिल बिलीव्ड इन हर कि ये बच्ची कुछ तो कर सकती है। वही वाला सीन कि अगर ज़िंदगी में एक भी पर्सन तुम्हारे में बिलीव कर रहा है, पेरेंट्स हो, दोस्त हो, यार हो, जो भी हो, हु बिलीव्स इन यू फुल्ली कि भाई तू कर लेगा, तू कर लेगी, इट डजेंट मैटर कि बाकी के लोग फिर क्या सोचते हैं। वेल एनीवेज, विल कंटिन्यू विद द स्टोरी, ठीक है? व्हेन वन डे गुरु पूर्णिमा थी एंड सो दिस गर्ल वेंट टू दिस टीचर उसको विश वगैरह करने के लिए, ऑब्वियसली मे बी दिस टीचर टोल्ड हर समथिंग जिससे उसके रोंगटे खड़े हो गए होंगे। आई कैन इमेजिन दिस हैपनिंग। Now, before we go into what the teacher actually told her, let me tell you something interesting. See, Goby's plan was never कि वो मूली को छोड़ दे completely. His plan was कि he'll exit her life for some time, then enter back again, then exit again, basically making Mooli dependent on him emotionally, making her more vulnerable. But his plans were obviously all ruined when Mooli changed the school ना, तो ये क्या ही कर सकता है अब? Now, about the thing that the teacher said to her, ठीक है? तो गुरु पूर्णिमा के दिन जब ये बच्ची जाती है, जब मूली जाती है टीचर से मिलने, टीचर उसे एक ऐसी चीज़ बताता है जिससे लाइक जिससे मेरे भी दिमाग में रोंगटे खड़े हो गए। सी, गोबी वॉज नॉट जस्ट ए नॉर्मल गाय जिसमें चांद था वगैरह। Goby belonged to a group of brainwashers, trained brainwashers, which came from a certain state of India north में. And this group of brainwashers, they used to take girls from India and then sell them off at Bangladesh borders. Now I have no evidence कि ये सच्ची में हुआ होगा या नहीं. I have no way to know either. But shit like this happens in India, ठीक है? So we can take it as a thought experiment कि maybe this really did happen. Why? Because I'm going to ask you guys. I have some things that I want to say to you guys at the end of the video. So stay tuned till then. Let's just continue with the story. ठीक है? Now this Goby guy, he gets caught because this teacher को उसको भी तो कैसे पता चला होगा ना. तो this Goby guy gets caught by the police. But as he is 17, he is not 18 yet. इसलिए उसको बाद में छोड़ दिया जाता है. Now obviously Molly has changed schools and stuff like that, and her parents know about this entire thing. So she believes that she is safe right now. Until one day, she sees this guy sitting at a bench near her school. She's scared as hell. She leaves that place and goes back to her parents and she tells them everything because this guy has already ruined her mental peace. And now, at a certain point in this entire storyline, he was also threatening her कि वो उसे abduct कर लेगा and उसको threaten कर रहा था about her life and shit like that. So her parents knew about this. Now her parents belong from a very rich background, very powerful background. So they could have taken care of this guy if they wanted to. But they did not. Instead, Mooli decided that she'd let her teacher handle this. Now, I do not know. This is a murky part of the story. I do not know how her teacher took care of it. I mean, I don't think a normal school teacher has that kind of power. But we don't really need to go into the details, I think. ठीक है? That's not even the important part of the story. Imagine you get to know such an intricate detail. Mooli was shattered. Imagine करो कि तुम लोग एक चीज़ से बाहर आए हो. If you wouldn't have come out of it, if that guy would have listened to her and come back to her, one wrong move and your life could have been entirely different. It is a very weighted decision. She's depressed to think कि भाई मैं किससे बाहर आई हूँ. It would have been so shit if just one decision would have been something else. Now, even after entire all this happened, nobody cares about Goby or what he is doing wrong. But everyone starts taunting मूली कि तो कैसे चीज़ों में पड़ गई and तो टॉपर थी ना and ये and वो. Taunts from everyone, taunts from teachers, taunts from friends, taunts from everyone that knew her. Even when she had picked herself up from that point and rose to the top again. That ends the story. That's how it all ended. Now Mooli and her friend, जिसने story भेजी है, they both are living. They both are giving their 10th board exams. Normal life. Let me ask you guys some questions because there is no point of this story if we are not going to learn anything from them, I guess. Okay. But here's a twist. I'm not going to give you guys any answers. Have you guys read? I'm so excited to share this. बचपन में मुझे एक सीरीज बहुत पसंद आती थी जिसका नाम था विक्रम बेताल, जिसमें बेताल स्टोरीज बताता था एंड ही यूज्ड टू आस्क क्वेश्चंस बट ही नेवर आंसर्ड देम. ही आस्क्ड विक्रम टू आंसर देम ऐसा करके. I want my videos to be like that. I'm bringing you guys stories, but I'm asking you guys questions, and I'm not going to give you the answer. मैं आंसर दूंगा बट मैं बाद में कमेंट सेक्शन में पिन कमेंट पे डाल दूंगा. एंड डू नॉट रीड माई आंसर until you guys yourself know, until you guys yourself have formed an opinion, because otherwise there's no point of this exercise. ठीक है. Firstly, how do you even know when you're in a toxic relationship like Moli? Like, what would you do if you were stuck in a situation where your boyfriend or your girlfriend is saying that she'll help self harm herself if they decide कि breakup करना है या फिर something like that, if you're being harmful to them or you're not doing something they want you to do, what would you do? Because this has happened with friends of mine, so I know this shit is real. ऐसा करके ठीक है. So what would you do? Would you just leave? What if they really do it? What if they really harm themselves? What will you do? What would you do in their situation? Secondly, why do we shame the victim of the entire situation than the perpetrator, than the predator? Why should Mooli suffer when she's just whatever she's been through? Why does society pick on her and not the actual criminal? Even when we see rape cases and shit, there are many people in the older generation who will say कि ये लड़की की गलती थी, she should have left the home at this other timing and she should have wore such clothes and stuff like that. But why do we talk more about them? Why not the actual criminal itself? Thirdly, should people like Goby be left to roam free in the society after the crimes they have committed just because they are not 18 yet? You guys know about the Pune Porsche case, right? I think you guys know. Now, even in that case, should we just leave that guy because he was 17 and not 18 yet? He took lives of two people. Whose fault would it have been? Was it his parents' fault for not raising him right? Was it the driver's fault that he saw everything happening in front of him and he did nothing? Was it the child's fault कि उसने गाड़ी चलाई? 17 साल is not less उम्र, ठीक है. It is a very mature age where you are able to think by yourself. So, whose fault was it? Whose fault was it now? Is it okay to let Gobi roam in the society as he is currently doing? Whose responsibility is that? Because he may very well indeed still be ruining girls' life and still be continuing whatever he is doing. Let me know your answers in the comments. I'm really interested to know कि तुम्हारे thoughts क्या हैं इस questions पे, ठीक है. बाकी वीडियो कैसे लगी, anything you want to share, please do in the comment section. I hope you guys like the video and तब तक के लिए bye bye. And that's a lesson that we, that's something that we should take from the like, yeah,